As Israel wages war against Hamas after the October 7th massacre on Israeli soil, and as the situation for Palestinians in Gaza becomes increasingly dire. Thousands of miles away in Chicago, one group is working around the clock to prevent an attack on Jewish communities right here in the United States.
What are we looking at here?
So we're looking at here is really the number 37 is actually the active now that is some type of threat incident near one of our facilities.
So there's 37 active threats
right now.
The SCN, or Secure Community Network, formed after 9/11, mans this high-tech command center 24/7. The threat is real. Just this morning, a synagogue firebombed in Berlin, assailants throwing 2 Molotov cocktails at the place of worship in the center of the German capital. Brad Orsini, Senior National Security Advisor for SCN, says the number of threats here in the U.S. has tripled since the start of the war in Israel, from about 20 a day to now about 60 a day. SCN has 75 security directors spread out across the U.S. In total last year, they tracked more than 13,000 threats.
You say you can see something and then react and relay that information. What does that reaction entail? You contact the security director, and then what happens?
Yeah, so it depends. It depends what the incident is. There's many different utilizations of this platform. That's just one of them. If something happens at one or near our facilities, we're able to quickly identify it, get any open source reporting on it, and coordinate with our assets on the ground in that particular area. And our goal is really to mitigate threats.
Using that real-time information, the group monitors Jewish assets across the country, synagogues, community centers, schools, and other places of gathering, nearly 19,000 of them, keeping tabs on online threats, hate groups, and following up on tips, with the ability to alert local and federal law enforcement in seconds, notifying authorities of 770 incidents last year alone.
Looking at the big map of the country here, I see blue location markers, I see these red ones, and then I see these bigger sort of...
Yeah, so the blue markers are our Jewish assets. These are the assets that we have geofenced throughout the country. And so you're going to see layer over layer, obviously, at big Jewish communities, New York City, Washington, D.C., Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and then spread out. The big paddles are really these threat events to the community right now, and then the little red paddles are just incidents that are happening across the United States. And the bigger paddles are the ones that our folks are really focusing on now.
Orsini, who spent nearly 30 years with the FBI, says he and the SCN team also travel the country, providing Jewish communities with hands-on training on how to survive an attack.
We train our community to mitigate the loss of life. We know we can't stop every attack. We know people are going to be successful in hurting other people. But if we can mitigate the number of people injured or killed, that is what we need to do.
The U.S. is sadly no stranger to attacks. Orsini, among those who responded to the 2018 assault at Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, the deadliest attack on the Jewish community in America. 11 killed, 6 wounded. In 2022, an armed man took 4 hostages at Congregation Beth Israel in Colleyville, Texas, authorities killing the suspect after an hours-long standoff. At SCN, the blown-out doors from that Colleyville attack and the chair riddled with bullet holes from the Pittsburgh attack are kept in the office. A deliberate reminder, says SCN National Director Michael Masters.
They're a reminder of the worst of humanity. And they are also a reminder of what can happen when we as a community come together and stand strong, and we can make a difference, we can save lives. And it is a message that no one is going to shut us down.
According to the ADL, 2022 saw the highest number of anti-Semitic incidents since they started keeping records, nearly 3,700, and new threats now growing in number every day.
How concerned are you, really, when you see such a huge increase over the last several days?
My concern is that we will have members of the Jewish community say that it is easier to not be Jewish than to express who they are. It's easier to not send your kids to Jewish camp or to not go to synagogue. And the second we do that, we've lost something not just as a Jewish community. We've lost something as a faith-based community. We've lost something as an American community when religious freedom from any group is put under peril.
They hold on to hope, Masters says, that one day Jews will no longer be targeted. Until then, he says, their work to identify threats and thwart attacks will never end.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.